another network that's not doing so well, that would be ABC News. ABC News might have an activist circling them. Maybe, well, it wouldn't be ABC, it would be Disney. And Nelson Peltz tried that, and he actually made out like a bandit. He did very well because he got quite a return on his investment considering where he bought it. But, you know, Disney's a stock that's still suffering. They get this new Marvel thing out. That's not doing so well. It's kind of super woke yet again. You get the likes of Whoopi out there saying nonsense like this.
Just so deep. It's so deep. So now we're going to talk about some idiotic stuff. Okay? Because the motive behind the gunman arrested in an apparent assassination attempt against the former president is still under investigation, but it hasn't stopped the Republican candidate and his running mate from putting the blame on President.
She can't even say JD's name. I mean, did you see that? The look on her face? Wow.
Biden and Vice President Harris. Take a look.
But you know the big difference between conservatives and liberals is that no one has tried to kill Kamala Harris in the last couple of months, and 2 people now have tried to kill Donald Trump in the last couple of months. I'd say that's pretty strong evidence that the left needs to tone down the rhetoric and needs to cut this crap out.
The audience is appalled. Literally, jaws were dropping in our
audience. JD, clearly you've not been to one of your boss's rallies because you.
I'm sorry, like she has? Like Whoopi Goldberg's gone to a Trump rally? I've been to Trump rallies. Actually, the people are terrific, wonderful, some of the nicest people I've ever met. It's the one thing you can always tell a Trump supporter because they're like really nice. And you're like, oh, I get it. You're like one of the nice ones. You're like, you know, the other side. They're not so nice. Trust me, they are not so nice. Anyway, ABC News is in a little bit of trouble, you see, because, well, the ratings have been going down. They got some new story out today saying that they've actually recovered a little bit, but we saw a 12% drop. It was pretty striking right after that debate. This would be for David Muir's newscast, and now they're like, oh, no, we're coming back. Yeah. Anyway, there's this affidavit out that alleges that this is allegedly an employee at ABC News that they were given the questions to Kamala Harris, not the exact questions, but some questions to try and help her along, and that there were assurances that they wouldn't fact check her the way that they would fact check, I nearly said attack, Donald Trump. Well, there's a billionaire that's kind of picked up on this. His name is Bill Ackman. You've heard me talk about him before vis-a-vis some of the college protest stories, right? He was very concerned about Israel's, student body and American Jews that were on these college campuses getting harassed. Well, now, and I also just tell you, he's the kind of guy, like he gets something in his head and like he just goes and goes, right? That Herbalife is a great example. Anytime, you got Bill Ackman circling your company as a short, you probably want to be pretty nervous, okay? So he's a short investor, and he's basically making the point that, Lindsay and David haven't come out and addressed these concerns, and the least they could do is like put them to bed. They haven't. The network has. The network has come out with a statement and said, there's no truth there. But he's like, why aren't we seeing a little bit more? So he sent this tweet out to Bob Iger, who is the CEO of Disney. And Disney's under all kinds of strain right now. Again, you look at that company. Rob and I at 76 Research, 76research.com, use code word dollar. Don't forget, you can get the research that way for the first 2 months, code word dollar. Anyway, Rob and I, we've written on this, we've talked about this, and this is a company that when you look at it now, I mean, the entertainment assets are like zero nada. The entire value of the company is actually wrapped up in their excursions and cruise ships and theme parks. And by the way, those are suffering now too, because people are not very happy with the inflation in those prices. So Disney's under a lot of pressure. You don't want Bill Ackman. You don't want Bill Ackman, Bob Iger. You really, really, really don't want that. Now, granted, ABC's just a little kind of nit, right? Like it's not relevant in the overall scheme of things for Disney, other than it's a total headache, and now you have to deal with the onslaught of this. You know what they say? What is the expression? Help me out, right? What is the expression? Go woke, go broke.